Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Rootless Conversation. I'm your host, Greta Barami, and today I have the pleasure of having with me here Nevila Dudaj here in Hartford, Connecticut, for her very own Rootless Interview. Nevila, welcome. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for having me and for this great opportunity.
I can't wait to get started. And before I do that, I always start every interview with the question. And the question is, rootless. Does that mean anything to you when I just say the word rootless?
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot, especially in my case. First, I think that rootless to me means great flexibility and adaptability.
That's your rootless.
Yeah.
All right.
Flexibility, adaptability.
And to understand why rootless means that to you, I got to start by asking, where do your roots begin?
I never expected or imagined that I would be an entrepreneur one day. I've been born and raised in Tirana, Albania, and during my childhood, we were still under the regime, the communist regime, so you could never think of something like that could have happened. And me being here today, so that's really incredible. It's been quite a journey for me.
Nevila, for those listening, paint us a picture. What was it like growing up in Tirana, Albania?
I can still see myself there. Our house, my brother used to read with me, so we used to read a lot of books. We used to see that what's going on outside Albania at that time, because you were not allowed to travel. You were not allowed to go anywhere until 91. When democracy came, you could not, go anywhere. And you could travel by reading. So I've read a lot of books, thousands of books. And my mom and dad, they were always ready to give us, everything they could. We were always reading and studying all the time. But it was not bad, so that was beautiful. Yeah.
It was beautiful too.
Yes, beautiful.
And
we had our own world created.
And when did you want to be? Do you remember? What was that first thought when you were little?
Oh,
what did you want to become?
I wanted so much to travel. So traveling and,
No doctor, lawyer?
Well, at the beginning, yes. For example, when I remember myself in the first grade in school, I wanted to become a teacher. And that I started to put tents to all my friends, to their homeworks. I was trying to be a teacher, so I was copying my teacher. Then I decided to become a doctor afterward. And then I constantly changed my mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Flexibility.
Flexibility.
Yes, flexibility. And then the big change actually happened when I was 10, 12 years old, before the big change of Albania. And we were listening to the Voice of America on the radio. And Elise Vivier was the one who completely changed my perception of what's going on outside Albania and what's going on in US. So if I love this country now, and I've loved this country for a long time now, it's because of him. And I told him that when I met with him, I told him, you're my hero. So I heard about democracy, I heard about America, I heard about great things happening here, people being free to talk.
Yeah. For somebody that was raised in Albania, who was very much confined, what was it about his voice or what was it about something that he said that changed everything for you?
That happened before I decided to be an entrepreneur. So that was in my husband's family. My father-in-law, he was an entrepreneur. And when I saw how things in their family used to work, everything changed for me, because my parents, they were both engineers. My brother was an engineer. So we didn't have any entrepreneur in our family before that. And when I saw that, I was stunned. It was something different.
So your father-in-law, how old were you when you met your father-in-law?
23.
So 23-year-old girl in Albania, study, read books.
Yeah.
You meet your father-in-law, and he changes everything because he's a natural entrepreneur.
Yes. My father-in-law, my brother-in-law, and my husband. So all of them were entrepreneurs at that moment. So they just started their businesses at that time. So that was a big change, actually. So being there at that moment was really life-changing. I was graduate from economics and from a law school, and I didn't know what to do with my life. So I didn't know what was my future. So what was my real passion? I didn't know it.
How did they welcome you into the world of entrepreneurship? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course. So they were sitting together and discussing about work, about what to do, where to invest, how to invest. And then suddenly the opportunity to privatize the Adriatic Hotel came up. We went to see this opportunity to check on that with my father-in-law, my husband, and my brother-in-law. And, things changed.
Did they welcome you? Do you remember? Were they fond of having you in the conversations as these three leaders?
Well, actually, they're used to have their own meetings, like like men.
Yeah.
So they used to be together, and I was always very curious of asking them questions or just trying to enter the conversation. And I was just graduated, so I knew a lot about business. So I had a degree in economics, and theoretically I knew things.
Yeah.
So I was aware. I thought that I would help them because they have this passion to do things, but I had the knowledge and I have been studying to do that. So yeah, I gave them proof that I was good in what I was telling them. So
eventually they welcomed you into the discussion, and you became one of the partners.
Yes, a consultant at the beginning, not a partner.
No,
they didn't want a partner. I was a big fan of Adriatic. I loved the place, and I was like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I can see that. I can see 5 stars in that. I can see this going on and this and that. And I was so excited.
And to those listening, here you are, a woman that comes from a family who's very traditional in studying and economics, and you're married into an entrepreneurial family who at first welcomes you as a consultant. You just want you to share your ideas. Any message there for those women that maybe are silent listening to the conversation? Any message that you give them to voice and make a chair, or open up a chair, I should say, at the table?
If somebody tells you this is not the place for you to be, or women don't talk when men talk, don't listen to that. So just go ahead and tell what you think. If you are good at what you do, or if you believe in yourself and you believe in your knowledge and you have the knowledge, just go for it.
To those that don't know, Adriatic Hotel is located in Durrës, Albania, and you take this project because you have a vision. What was it like those first days being a hotelier?
Difficult. Well,
let's talk about that for a minute.
Long journey. I was taking care of every single email sent, and imagine sending emails or using internet in 2000. Pretty difficult. Dial-up. I don't know if you remember that time. So you had to stop the phone and you had to use a line, and things were never ending. And I had 2 little kids at that time, and I was working during the night until 2 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, and then the next morning taking care of the kids. So I was working. I had my office in my house. So I was using a specific place in my house to have my computer and to do the research and find groups to work in the hotel, air conditioning groups, or whatever was necessary, or furniture, or everything. So it was a huge project. I don't know how I did it. I don't know now.
We're going to find out. I'm going to ask you those questions. How long did it take to take a property that's in ruins and open its doors? How many years did it take?
4 years. In 2003, in July 31st, 2003, we opened the doors. So it was a soft opening. We were not ready to open, but we started because we had to start. And before that, 1 year earlier, in 2002, we decided to hire a general manager, an experienced general manager, because I was not experienced. I didn't have that. And in the university, I didn't study hospitality or whatever. So I was trying to find online courses, and I attended an online course in Cornell University. It was a certificate, a 3-month certificate for general managers. So I wanted to know how and what I should do to hire a general manager. So what this person should be looking like, right? So we were exploring opportunities. That was the only choice, actually. So, we didn't have anyone to compete for that position. It was difficult, and we did find the best one.
Who was the first GM?
The first GM was Peter Bartman, was his name. He was from Germany, and he was really great. So he was a seasoned GM with 30 years of experience. He was great, and he was charismatic. He was a nice person, very flexible person. I was translating for him and adapting his ideas because he was trying to hire people the normal way, how they used to in Europe. So he was trying to find a way to publish the announcement in the newspaper or somewhere, and to leave an email where people should send their CVs, but that was impossible in 2002. Until 2003, impossible for people to have emails at that time. And it was difficult. So I found another way of doing that, and that was through the local TV, Temka TV. So, I've been very grateful to Bashkin Hoxha. Bashkin Hoxha was the journalist at that time. He used to have the program every morning at 7 a.m. He was very open to it, and she told me, okay, come one day and talk in front of a camera. We will do a little, ads, something like that, so you can invite people yourself. So just go ahead, invite people, tell them what they should expect from the job at Adrenik. So
that's what you did.
I did it. I did that, and it worked. We had more than 300 people applying for jobs for the positions we had, because we had a lot of positions open.
4 years. Yeah. You're building essentially a family, because I did some research, and running a hotel is like running a family. You have your chefs, you have your housekeepers, you have your landscapers, you have your maintenance, you have your check-in, you have your managers. I mean, this is a chain, and everybody has a purpose.
Yes.
And then you're getting ready to open the doors with a staff of 140 people. What is that feeling like as a young entrepreneur? This is your first. Were you still a consultant? I gotta know. Were you a partner yet?
No.
Partner?
No.
So you're still a consultant?
No, I was not a consultant. So I got a promotion. So I was promoted executive director of the hotel, because my job doing HR and everything else, and the project manager at some point. And I had this general manager who was really tough on me, sweet on people, but tough on me, because he wanted me to succeed and to have that task of, managing that afterwards, because he trusted so much in me. So I was the age of his daughter, and he was seeing his daughter in everything I did there, and he was very tough on me. So you should do that, you should do this. So I was coming every day from Tirana and going back to Tirana every day.
And for those listening, if they missed it, you're also a young mom.
Yes.
This is fun in your
Two
life.
small children, yes.
2 small children,
Yeah.
executive director, running a 140 people hotel. What was your vision before you opened the doors?
I've seen there precisely what I imagined before we opened the doors. So it was really clear to me what I was expecting. I was expecting the 5-star hotel, similar, exactly the same as the sister hotel in Italy or in Greece could be, but located indoors in that location there. So we had everything. We didn't miss anything. So service-wise or furniture and design and everything else. So we had the best architects from Turkey. So we hired the best studio from Turkey who used to build Antalya. So at that time, Antalya was on top. And the best collaborations we could have was Turkey.
So you hired the best of the best.
Yes.
You brought the best of the best, Peter.
Yes. He was.
And
really
you opened the doors. What was the reception like? Was the public ready for you?
It was a huge success because something like that was missing, and we were the first ones. So we were the trailblazers of the hospitality at that moment in 2003. But with the history starting from 1957 when the hotel was opened for the first time. So we wanted to do this. So we wanted to have a new property, but showing the oldest hospitality in Albania because we were the oldest
Hospitality.
yes
So
hotel.
2003, Albanians are still poor, most Albanians. Who was vacationing in the rooms of the Adriatic in 2003?
Our hotel was designed to bring in leisure and business. So we were designed like that. We had, and we still have, events rooms, conference rooms, and we did host a lot of important events of prime ministers of the Balkan countries or other prime ministers came to visit Albania and they were staying in our hotel, so we were pretty famous.
Now, how does that? How do you feel? Executive director, woman,
Yeah.
young mom.
I
How do you
was the first general manager, the first executive director after the general manager being a woman in a hotel.
How does that feel?
Because at that time you could not imagine a woman working in a hotel, so that was like
Did
crazy.
the prime ministers and did these politicians and diplomats
everybody.
respect you?
No. I was meeting with them, and they thought that maybe I was the secretary or assistant of the general manager because they were supposed to meet a man. So that's why we had Peter, because he was a man. He was the general manager. He was foreigner. So, well, he was the one they were expecting to see. That's why I made this choice at
To
that
have
point.
Peter.
Sure, of course, because they
It was not ready. They were not ready for it.
No.
They were not ready.
No.
So let's fast forward a little bit. And let's go to, let's say, 2010, 12. What's a very busy day at the hotel? What are you doing? I'm assuming you became partner by now. When did you become partner? I have to ask.
Yes,
No?
I quit it. So I quit it
What?
after.
Okay,
No, it's another
have to go
story.
back.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. You
Yeah,
quit?
in 2000, yes. So in 2004, in January actually, I had to quit because this travel every day. My daughter, she was 5. My son, he was 3 years old, and I was staying with them during the time I was working for the hotel with my office at home. But then when hotel opened, I had to go every day back and forth, and I could not even see them, so I could not stay with them. So I miss them so much. I had to be there with them. So this was a short period of time, almost 6 months, but I couldn't.
So you quit?
Yes, I quit and I went back to Tehran. So I had my best time with my kids. So
What happened to Adriatic?
well, they still, yeah, they had Peter.
Yeah,
He was there. And then my brother-in-law went there to be a director. And then my father-in-law, he went there and he took over the hotel after Peter left, because he left like in 2005, something like that. And they were running the hotel, so my father-in-law was running the hotel. I was in Tehran, and I started another business in a year because I couldn't stop. So once you had this virus,
the taste.
Yes, that's this is a virus. You take it and it doesn't go away.
So you started another business, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm assuming that's that's the tours that you started, or is it something else?
No, it's a beauty salon and a spa. Beauty salon. It's
so you
started beauty salon, yes, because
you just had to do something.
Interested. Yeah, well, I had to do something. Meanwhile, I was enjoying the time with my kids.
Yeah.
And being a mom, more than an entrepreneur, but I couldn't stay long. And I was trying to figure out what to do. And the idea came after I went to do a salon, because I was trying to lose some weight, and there were some new salons in Albania. They started to open in 2004, something like that. And I had a really bad experience there.
So bad service creates an entrepreneurial opportunity.
Yes, of course. Because I had been to, I forgot to mention that I've been to US before that. And I've stayed here, so in 2001, my first time. And I've seen here amazing customer service.
Right.
At Starbucks, people are smiling at you and treating you well. They're nice to you. Or you go somewhere, you have your hair done, or this and that, and they were sweet and nice. They want you to come back, and they appreciate your business.
Right.
So that was a huge difference, and I wanted that to happen in Albania, hands around, and I wanted to be the first one to give this experience
to people,
to women.
To women.
Yes. Because that place was specific for women. So normally, they were men interested, but the mentality was not
there,
the right one. And the machines were perfect, everything was perfect. So I was preparing things and trying to find the best location for my business.
Your spa business.
Yes. So I found a beautiful space in the second floor of a building in the middle of the block area. A beautiful space. And the machines were called, they had the name Zipline. Mm-hmm. So I didn't think twice for the name, Zipline Center. And
that's it.
That salon is still existing now. I sold the business at some point before coming here, actually. And the business is still going on really well
today.
And yes. Yeah.
Treat Nevila bad, and she shall return with the business in that sector. So bad customer service made you open a successful salon while you quit your Adriatic position and turn around and sell it.
Still have it like a baby. So still feeling.
So when do you go back? When does Adriatic team welcome you?
We have other things coming up. Not
yet.
Not yet.
This entrepreneurial journey is a roller coaster ride.
Yes. So I was taking care of my salon. Everything was going perfectly well. We were very successful. So we got a huge, beautiful reputation in Tehran. So everybody would come to lose weight, to have a facial, beautiful facial, without any noise, with music, relaxing music. So they were, you could lay down and we would take care of you. So all the employees at the salon, they were professional. So we had everything. We were taking care of every single person. They had their own files. So we knew everything about them. If they were allergic, their birthday, and we were sending messages for their birthday, and they were surprised. We did that for a long time.
Personal service, always adding your touch. By this, now you're
taking care of them.
So now you're an entrepreneur. Like by this point, you're very much an entrepreneur. So what comes next?
Oh well, the next idea was to always inspired by America. So it's always there. The salon was perfect. So
running itself?
Running itself. And I was thinking about another option. We're sitting here Century 21, the real estate company. And I decided to get into real estate. I love the real estate.
You could not stop. Okay.
It was before the bubble, in 2007.
Okay,
so we came here.
Third.
My husband and my brother-in-law, they were partners at that time with me. And we brought master franchise of Centro Toman to.
So you were officially in 2007 a partner.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Centro 21 comes to Albania.
Yes.
What was that like? Your partner with two very strong males. You're a female.
Yeah.
What is it like? Was Albania ready?
No. Too early. That was too far early. So it was very early for Albania. It was a very good business idea because we wanted things to go official. So we didn't like the idea of having people who were negotiating behind your back and hiding things from buyers, hiding problems with documents and,
Was this your
and everything else. So I was hoping to find somehow justice.
But I'm guessing this one didn't go to plan.
Well, that went to plan, but it took a long time. Because
is it still there?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, okay. So
we sold that business. Yes. We sold that business too.
When
before moving to US. Yeah, before moving to
Okay,
US.
so
I couldn't afford to take care of it.
To start Century 21 in Albania, it takes a long time to get it up and running because of the difficulties that the country's having with real estate transactions. But you're able to...
Well, in 5 offices in the first year. So we were successful. It was not bad. No, it was great. But at a certain point, things started to slow down because of the mentality. So people would not go to an office. They would do transactions somewhere else. So this started to happen. And then afterwards, it was time when we started to think about moving to US. So I had to quit that, and I had to come here more often and to think about my kids' future.
So what year is this? What year are we at now?
2015.
2016.
Start of 16.
What's going on with Adriatic?
Well, my father
still there?
My father was taking care of that, and we were pushing actually strongly. It was not unique anymore, so it was not the only one because other hotels have been built.
Right.
Around. So it was not the only 5-star. It was not the only one keeping that position. It was doing great, but it was not in the best of the shape. So we wanted things to change. So my father-in-law, he told me, okay, well, you have critics that are criticizing me. Okay, so just go and take care of this. Because he was going back and forth from Tehran every day, and he was an old age, and
So he tells you, okay,
go there,
take over.
Yeah.
So when you're not a partner, not a partner yet?
No.
Oh.
Go and work. Go and show me what you're capable to do.
I think everyone listening is waiting for when you become partner. Okay, so we are now in 2015.
Yes.
Your father-in-law says, you don't like it? Fine. Do it. You go back.
Yeah. I took my husband with me because I couldn't do it myself.
Okay, so you must go back.
No, this is a masculine word. So, construction, hotel, I couldn't be there on my own without having someone to support me in other areas. So I couldn't handle the construction part, for example. And the hotel at that point needed so much to be refreshed, to change furniture, to change everything because it was looking old.
Okay,
it used to be like
from the 2003. Right.
Yes, they had some renovations on the way, But the design, interiors, they have changed a lot. So people are expecting something different. So we started to do this. And I needed my husband to help me with that. He knows about it, and he's good at it. And he took care of that.
Still not hard.
Here.
In 2017, you're there pouring your heart and your soul back into Adriatic to refresh it so it can get, again, that #1 positioning.
Yes.
What happened in 2017? Was your goal achieved? Were you able to take back Adriatic and put it back where it belonged?
Yes. So we did a great work. It was not only the renovation, but we changed the mentality. We changed the employees because they were not fitting the mentality. Customer service in general. So they were not doing things right. We changed. So I had to change. It was hard to do.
How
I had to deal.
Let's talk about it.
Well, you had to fire people because they were not matching your vision, your expectations. They were not prepared to do their job. So I took care of all of them. So I gave them a chance to change. But there were some of them, they didn't change. Some of them are still working with us today. So they are working with us like for 20 years, and they're the best. They understood what we were expecting from them.
What do you want somebody to feel? If I'm an Adriatic guest, what am I supposed to feel from your staff? What is your goal?
Oh, you have to feel at home, first of all. So this is the first thing that my guests tell me. So they always tell me that we felt at home. So we went there and everybody was greeting us and smiling at us and asking if we need something, if we should do something for them, and so on. So you go there and you find a welcoming plate to your own. So we used to do that since 2016 while we were renovating. So we were doing this partially, floor by floor. So keeping things like that. And we started surprising people. So we started surprising our guests. That was what it was missing there. So they were surprised. They were coming to a room and the room was looking perfect. It's very clean. It's beautiful. The colors are nice, inviting. Everything looks nice. And meanwhile, the people who are hosting you are very hospitable. Right? They love you being there. Yeah, they love you being there. Yeah. Not like in other places. When you go somewhere, sometimes it happens that you step in property, which is could be beautiful, well designed, everything. It looks perfect, but people are not. They don't smile at you. They don't feel you welcomed. So,
right. So it's just a feeling, right? Recreating that feeling. Yes. And I heard a story that to make this feeling of home that much more, you need to start offering petula fried dough to your guests to be able to enjoy it. Of course. Did you have to breakfast with your chef?
Yes, we had to. Preparing pie, burek, and petula donuts, Albanian traditional donuts. It was a challenge for the chefs because they were like, oh, people come here to have excellent things in a 5-star hotel. They should find this, they should find that. And the food should be spectacular looking this and that. And I was like, no, people like simple things. And to make them feel at home, what do you cook at home?
Right.
Petula. It's a petula. Direct. So it's like...
And it caught on to the other hotels nearby.
Absolutely. Everybody started to copy us. They were doing business. They were offering breakfast. And in Honduras and in Tehran, people still do that. So...
You started the trend.
Yes.
Because you wanted everybody to feel at home.
Yes.
What do you say to your staff when you're there, walking the hallways, talking to them? What do you tell them?
Yep, the same thing I told you right now. So, you know how you feel when you go in another hotel or in a restaurant or in a bar and somebody's throwing the coffee at you. So how do you feel? He's not giving you that coffee for free. So he should be polite, at least, because you're buying the coffee, you're paying for that. So imagine someone who comes to our hotel and is expecting you to smile. It's expecting you to say, enjoy the coffee, or do you like the coffee? Do you like the desserts? Do you like the food? What do you think of that? So if it looks fair to you, then you should do it. Because they're spending their savings to come and spend holidays here. So imagine yourself saving the money and going somewhere, and they're treating you like really bad. So what can you do to give them what they should give to you?
Right.
And that's it. The key to
that. But you said you had to fire a lot of people, right? So
in the beginning, yes.
So you're firing these people because they're not in alignment with you.
They didn't want to change.
And
they
why?
didn't speak languages.
Why didn't the youth want to change?
So they were not that age. So they were people who used to work in a hotel for a long time, and they were feeling that they were doing things right. And they were justifying themselves that they knew how to treat people, but that was not the way I was expecting them to treat people. So I've been there.
But you treat people very good. I heard you treat your staff very good.
I treat my staff.
How do you treat your staff, and why is it important to you?
Oh, they are everything to me. They're like a family. You told that yourself. So I consider them a family.
How do you treat them? How do they vacation?
They have occasions. They have their time to go and explore other hotels. They go to see what's going on around the world. So in Italy, Turkey, Greece, somewhere. And they come back, or they go to represent the hotel in travel shows.
Wow.
And I send them on purpose. So they should go there, do their job, but at the same time, they should stay in a 5-star hotel. They stay in a 5-star hotel. And they come back and give all the staff their questions, their feedback. So how that hotel used to be compared to ours. So how does it look Adriatic to them?
You're investing in your people to grow your business. And how did the business grow? We're moving on. I think we're in 2018 now.
Yes.
How did Adriatic grow?
Oh, great. So things are great. Clientele has changed a lot because I did something, but it was necessary to do, cutting off all the agencies who were trying to take advantage of the hotel, and they were buying low and selling high to the clients, and then the quality was not there.
You couldn't control it.
Yes. So that's why I came up with the idea to found this business here. Because I was here already.
Because you got it already.
2016, I was here. And I decided to open this company and start selling to Americans, because I was talking to a lot of Americans at that time, and they were surprised to see my business card, the hotel on the back of my business card. So, what a beautiful hotel, how much they charge per night. And I was telling them the rates we had at that time. They were like, oh my God, that's so cheap. And this place looks so beautiful. Where can we go? When can we go? So I started like this.
I just want to mention that. No. They made you angry again.
Yes.
The travel agencies.
Yes.
So you want to open one?
Yes. Compete with them.
So you open your travel agency.
The best service possible, because I knew what they were lacking of. We were in collaboration with different tour agents in Albania, but they were coming there with a big bus, and they were putting your guests inside that bus, and they were treating that like,
right,
hot and
poor.
They were not stuffing to places. They were not doing what people wanted to do. So they were going to explore something, and they were straight. They were following a specific itinerary. They were rushed, and I always asked my guests how their trip was, so how their experience was, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know. Well, Berate, for example, was nice, but I don't know. It was the lack of communication. They speak bad English, or they do this, and always disappointing. So they didn't give any star.
So Adriatic Tours was born.
Yes. So it started there, and it started here. So we founded a business here and inside the hotel. So we were doing both. I had a team there. With Hartford.
You're running now Adriatic Tours as a sister company because you're angry that people are treating your guests bad. So you create a business.
Yes.
And what's that like? I heard that you were did some research, of course, and you're one of the first people to really promote Albanian travel internationally.
Yes.
You were advocating for Albania at a very early time.
Yes.
Before
investing instead of the Albanian government. So investing. Because they didn't believe in that. So nobody believed that Americans would come to Albania for a vacation.
But
nobody believed in me. Nobody.
You got Americans there.
Yes.
What was that feeling like? Being a woman, running now 2 successful companies, and bringing these foreigners to a country that many still overlook. Even today, as we're speaking to one another, people still overlook Albania. Maybe they give it a chance, but there's still so many people listening that don't know. So what was that feeling like? You brought these Americans to Albania.
Yes, I feel so proud. I'm really proud of what it is. Because we take care of every single detail, so we don't leave things to chance. We try to be very, very organized, and we are very organized. So we are very good in what we do, so we take care of them. Since the first moment they want to book with us or go to Albania, so we find what's their interest. So they are interested in a religious tours, in archaeological tours, historic tours, cultural tours, it depends. So we bring their individuals, we bring their groups. We have contracts with different tour agencies here in the United States and tour operators. So we deal with them a lot. And we never, ever experienced a bad review or a bad feedback from any of the Americans we ever brought to Albania.
Yes. That's happy. That's a win. That's a win.
Yes.
You're CEO of Adriatic Tours and founder.
Yes.
What's happening with the Adriatic? It's now 2018.
Yes.
I'm following.
Yes.
What's going on with the Adriatic?
Well, slowly I'm becoming a partner. My father-in-law decided to step away from the business, and the business now it's mine and my husband's. So he decided that we should succeed. So
you were the successors of the Adriatic.
Yes. So we should do that because we gave him proof that we knew how to do that, and he was proud. He was really proud.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
And what you
expressed, yes.
I mean, you worked really hard.
Physically, it's
you worked really hard. I mean, as a woman,
in
a male-dominated industry in a country predominantly run by men, you had to prove your worth much more than anyone else. And in 2018, you were finally given a seat at a table. You worked so hard to get. What was that feeling like? I just want you to share it with anyone listening, so they understand the reality.
That's my drive. That's why I do it. Probably this could be my. I love challenging things. I love challenging or difficult problems to solve. I love to solve them my way and prove that I know what I'm doing. So it probably is this. I don't know.
Did it ever upset you that you had to prove yourself harder than anyone else because you were a woman?
Yes, I was. Yes, a lot of times. I was many times I was feeling desperate. Things were not going the way I want them to go. They were difficult. Sometimes I thought to quit, actually.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson because when I had those ideas or feelings, mixed feelings, because I love my business. I put my heart in that. So I'm a very sensible person. So I feel what I do. And I love it. If I love it, I continue to do it. It's not, it's like having your kids and you love them.
Yeah.
The same. So you can't make it.
So even though it was hard for you, you kept going.
Yes. I stepped, when things were difficult, I did that. I stepped back, I did take some time to cool off and to see the big picture, and probably take 7 days off, weeks off. Sometimes I just quit. I don't talk to people so much because I love to talk to people. I love to meet people. I love to be among people. I'm a people's person. But sometimes you step back and you see what's going on. And then you realize that picture misses something. That's the point when you go back there and you fix things. So that's my advice to entrepreneurs.
You did that a lot.
Who want to quit. Yeah. Every time you want to quit, just step back, take some time, think about it, have a vacation, stay with your family, just nurture yourself. Or, well, I go to retreats, for example. So I'm also a spiritual person. I love to learn more and to grow from a spiritual point of view. So it helps you a lot.
Yeah, really, of course.
It helps. Meditating, yoga, walking in nature. I love to do that. So I do that, and
you feel connected.
Yes.
To yourself.
Yes. And then you go back there and
you fix it.
Yes. Always.
I gotta ask a few questions now, because now when anybody who's listening has gotten this far, they know you now. What's a skill set that you have to have, not only as an entrepreneur, but as a woman in such a path? Could you talk about maybe that, hey, if you're going to do this journey, do it if you have this skill set? Can you talk about the skill set for a minute?
You have to be flexible, always. Especially in the hospitality and travel business. Adaptable, flexible, and open-minded.
Ben, I have to say, how does social media have played a act? I know travel and hotels have taken off, really. You're getting so much more exposure than you ever did on your buildings and products and tours. How is the social media, and how important is social media to a new hotelier or travel agent starting out?
It's crucial. It's everything. Because now the influencers are a big thing. So when influencer comes to your hotel, they spend a night or two in there, and they have like millions of followers. They change everything. So this is very, very important.
How important has building a network been in owning a hotel?
Huge. So if you are any kind of entrepreneur, so in any business, networking is the main thing. It's very important. So people around you are very into your success. They would lift you like you lift them. So for me, the important thing is I'm always there myself. I'm always there to lift other women to succeed, to bring them to start new business or to change their career and to do more, to do their best for them. And the same to me. So I have still this huge group of people of my network who are supporting me in every step. So I'm so blessed and so happy to have them. It's really a blessing. So I consider this a blessing. They are not just people who work with you or collaborate with you or are partners somehow with your business, but they are friends. Many of them become friends and they support you. And you see that it's a huge circle. It's a big circle.
And do you still read?
Of course. Yeah.
What does a successful serial entrepreneur read on her Saturday? I have to ask. What are you currently reading?
I'm reading right now a book, still a professional book, because I love to read that, from Anthony Melchiorre, Power Up. This is his, Anthony Melchiorre, it's a personality in the hospitality business. He was my inspiration. He used to run this Hotel Impossible series. It was a show.
I know the show.
And travel. I know. Travel Channel somewhere. Yes. Yeah. So I saw that show many years ago, and he was doing the same things I used to do, at that time. And I met with Anthony. I invited him to Albania in 2018. Yes, he was my inspiration. Yes. And I met with him. So I met my idol. I was asking him, what can we do here to improve or to, what's your advice about the hotel? And he was like, no, nothing. So you do everything perfectly fine. And
I want you to just close it by just leaving a message for anyone that's listening that maybe feels a little stuck and needs a pick-me-up from a serial entrepreneur, a woman that took no's and made them yeses and turned them into businesses. Maybe say this message and pretend you're sitting out looking at the sea from Adriatic. What's that message?
Well, you should look inside yourself first and see what your real passion is. Because sometimes you mix things up and it's hard to find your passion, but once you find it, don't ever let it go. So fight for that. Do the best you can to get it.
Thank you so much, Nevila. I mean, it's been such a wonderful conversation, a true rootless conversation. I'm a power woman that proved herself worthy of partner through hard work. Thank you so much for sitting here with me today. I think that your story has inspired me, and I can only imagine what it's done for anyone that has listened. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm happy to share that with you. And I didn't mention all the people who helped me be where I am. So there were so many people helping me and telling me the right thing at the right moment and supporting me and giving me courage and 10 things that I appreciate. So it's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you.